No, thank you, Hamerto. So I'm going to be going through a little bit of initially just a walkthrough of what Cookbook is, why you might use it, and why we ended up building the platform, and then go into the website, show you how to navigate it, how you can find some of the contracts and projects that are up within the Filecoin network, and then how to take something into Remix and do some modifications on it and get it live on the Filecoin hyperspace testnet. So a little bit of thesis and then a little bit of workshop. Hopefully this is helpful to some of these people who are getting started in the hackathon and maybe it's their first time building on EVM or they're developing and trying to get figured out how to build on Filecoin and they've done some like Ethereum deployments. But people that are starting on the dev portion of their build, certainly something to look out for. So yeah, again, my name is Jackson and I do developer relations. I'm a co-founder at cookbook.dev. And right there on the screen is a QR code. I think it just takes you to our Discord if you're interested in joining the community over there. So a little bit more about me, developer and entrepreneur in the Web3 space. I've been working in this space for about 3 years, but been involved in this space for closer to 5. And I've worked on a lot of different projects in pretty much every vertical of the space, including DeFi, NFT gaming, marketplaces, on-chain analytics, and a lot more. And like I said before, I'm currently doing developer relations at Cookbook. And so why would an individual use Cookbook? Well, there's a variety of reasons. If you're looking for a smart contract, B, looking for a contract library, a component within a contract that you can use to kind of build what you're looking to build out faster. Or you're looking to build out your own Web3 portfolio, say you're an individual developer or you're a protocol and you just want to have your work out there, whether it's to show it off for other people to see and find and reach out to you to possibly hire and pay you for your work, or on the protocol side, if it's just to show out to the wider Web3 ecosystem, allow people to build, make derivatives off it, innovate off of what you've already built, then that's a great reason to get on to Cookbook. And so essentially, if you're on the building side of Web3, then this is a platform that can provide value to you. And so what Cookbook is the easiest way to find any smart contract on any EVM or FEVM blockchain. And so as we all know, smart contracts are these dApps that power the ecosystems. But from the builder side, most people are already building on what exists in some form or fashion. If you're building an NFT project, you're usually using an 1155 or a 721. There's no need to go and reinvent the wheel here. And same thing, if you're using a marketplace, if you're trying to build a marketplace to sell your NFTs, you're likely going to be starting with an existing protocol. Maybe that's kind of Rarible's Frame, or maybe that's OpenSea's Seaport rendition. You're going to want to start with something that already exists. And there's a lot of reasons for that. It's, a whole lot of code that you don't have to go and build from the ground up yourself. It's something that should be already audited and you can have a semblance of trust. And then you only need to, re-audit the sections of code that you're altering. And it also just really contributes to the whole money Legos aspect of Web3. That's one of the great things about Web3 is it's so easy to build off of existing projects and to connect into them. And so it makes Web3 more interoperable, more easy to build off of. But when doing this, it's difficult to trust a lot of contracts that you find. There's a lot of really scattered information relating to documentation, relating to audit information. And so especially when you're entering the space, you're looking to build a new vertical, it's difficult to know exactly what you should build off of, even if you know that building off of other people's existing work will save you time. And so that's why we built Cookbook, which is a global repository for all kinds of contracts in the space. And you provide documentation, deployment information, and a lot of other stuff to help you find the contract you're looking for, be able to trust it, and then build off of it quickly and with ease. And so you can find tons of different contracts on here, pretty much every major project, as well as most major ecosystems, and individual developers and individual contributors as well. And so, yeah, getting on Cookbook, you can find all of that stuff, start building faster and quickly deploy, test, integrate into your workflow. And so that's the end of my little presentation. I'm going to go ahead and pop over to the actual platform. Hammer Toe, is this coming through on this new tab? No, I'm not sure
Sorry,
if
I was muted. I was muted. Yeah, that's coming through fine. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Appreciate that. Well, yeah, here's the cookbook platform. This is the homepage. And coming over here, you'll notice a couple things. Actually, this little nav bar up here, we just added dark mode. So if you're interested in, having a little bit more of a relaxing feel on your eyes, you can toggle that on. A must for many developers, I know. But you've got a search bar. You've got a bunch of tags of a lot of the common top different variations of contracts. ERC20, 721s, 1155s, DAO contracts, utility contracts, and then a bunch of different projects and ecosystems. And so in this last cohort of kind of the Filecoin mainnet contributors kind of leading up to the launch, we decided to start integrating all of these Filecoin contracts onto the platform. And so we've got here a bunch of the examples from Filecoin themselves, such as like a simple token of theirs. And with all of that stuff, we've got the source code as well as like a description. And we've even got this little AI chatbot you can do to ask the contract questions. So you can see all that information. And then over on the right, all of the ability to start kind of working with that. So we've also got a lot of other contracts and projects in the space, including like verification registry, a bunch of this stuff from Trustify, a bunch of these library components from Zondax. And throughout this next week, we're going to be adding dozens more. We've got a big list of other new projects. I mean, that's one of the great things about the Filecoin ecosystem is it's new, it's rapidly growing. And so we're going to be having a lot more projects that are going to be added here really quickly. But in essence,
Yeah.
in Cookbook, oh yeah, what was that?
That's cool. No, I was just going to say, because I'm trying to think, how long ago were you on the stream? Like a month ago, maybe something like that, maybe a little longer. And to see
Mhm.
how much it's like progressed, like there was quite a few contracts on there originally, but like there's way more now. And that little chatbot thing looks really cool as well. I think is that a new addition, the AI chatbot
Ye-
that's on there?
Yeah, so this is a new addition, and if I was to, let's see, go to like the simple coin, I haven't tried it out with any of these FEVM contracts, but I could ask, hey, like, hey,
FGPT, I love it.
how would I integrate? Let's see, let me look at the source code a little bit. So if I wanted to, uh, how would I build the send build a front end for the send coin function in React. All right, and then it'll take maybe a little bit of time here as it goes back in queries, but we have an iteration of ChatGPT that's custom trained on all of these contracts, and this
Oh,
is new.
wow.
I don't know if it's like queried this contract already because we just added this yesterday. But I've asked it to generate like front end React components that directly call pieces of certain smart contracts, and it's been able to do it fairly well. And so,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's
Sorry,
gonna
sorry to
take a minute.
distract you there. I'll let you get on, but I just thought that was really cool when I saw that. So yeah,
Oh, no, I appreciate that. And while it's still querying, I'll go ahead and go back to Cookbook and
sure.
can show a little bit of the rest of the platform and hopefully tab back once it's. Oops, sorry, that's my cat stepping on my keyboard. Hopefully come back when it's all finished. But yeah, looking through the rest of the platform, you should be able to find most major projects, protocols, library components, etc., through the Cookbook platform and get building off of them. And so one thing that I really wanted to show here, last time I did a little bit of a walkthrough of our in-browser deployment, where you can go here to the no-code deploy and then fill in. I'm not going to actually mint this, so I can just fill in some kind of bogus information, but fill in the constructor arguments. Well, I might as well do this. So if I was to want to do like a test token, then I would do TST, and then if I want to mint a million of those, and then I could pick a chain go through and deploy this directly from the browser, I can do that here on the Hyperspace test network. And I'm kind of like quickly running through this, but it looks like we might have a error here. Oh, I believe last time we did it on the main network, but you get the gist. You can come through and do a deployment directly from the browser without having any experience with. Oh, I believe that's why. Oh yeah, I don't have any testnet Filecoin. Yeah, so I'm not having enough gas to actually mint that contract right now. But yeah, you can do a call, mint any contract directly onto the network with no code deployment. What I wanted to do during this workshop is kind of take that a step further and show how you can take one of these contracts into Remix, make some modifications to it, and then deploy it. So this is a little bit more on the dev heavy side. I thought that would be great for having a hackathon going on. Let's see. Hey, look at that. Coming back, we've got a response for a front end call to the sendCoin function with the sample Filecoin simple coin using React. Tells you need to get web3.js in your React project to facilitate the connection between the front end and the blockchain, and walks you through installing it with
That
npm.
is nice.
Uh,
That is
and
cool.
then
I like
gives
that.
you an entire JavaScript component that you can, copy paste with the function calls,
With the
with the raw
HTML, everything.
HTML. Yeah, just
Nice.
an entire copy pastable block. And then it tells you
That's
to
brilliant.
remember to replace your contract address and bring in your ABI in JSON. And so
Yeah.
if you're looking for something that can help speed up your integration a little bit past just the source code side, then go ahead and try out our Chef GPT. It's right here, tab in every single contract. But yeah, let me go ahead and take this into Remix. So if I'm interested in actually going through and maybe making a little bit of a modification on this, um, then I can go over here and bring it right into Remix. Another option that you have is using our download source code. And there's something kind of cool about this download source code. If you open this up, you can go ahead and actually get an entire hard hat configuration in your folder. So this will take the contract, take all of its dependencies, and organize them into a fully deployable hard hat configuration. And it even gives you a deployment script. So you don't actually need to have any additional steps here. You can literally just take this contract call, or take this smart contract and bring it into hard hat if that's your kind of preferred development environment. But we're going to be focusing just on Remix. So I clicked that open in Remix button right here again on the right side, and it took me into a Remix instance, a Remix gist with my token imported. And so just like with that hard hat component, we've got all of our library imports here on the right. We've got some a little bit of a description, and then super basic contract. This is essentially importing what we have with the .erc20 standard, the Open Zeppelin standard, and then that's pretty much the whole contract. All it does is construct that with like a name and a symbol, and then mints however many supply you want to the message.sender, which in this case would be me or you if you're following along with this as the person who is actually creating and minting this contract. So if I'm looking to go ahead and get a variation of this deployed on the Filecoin Hyperspace network, what I'm first going to want to do is make sure that I have some Filecoin testnet tokens. And that's something that we have actually gone ahead and integrated as well into Cookbook. So if you click on the no code deployment and just kind of fill in some information and go to Hyperspace right here in the testnets tab, you'll notice that it actually noticed that you don't have any testnet tokens and links directly to the faucet. So clicking through here, this is a Hyperspace testnet token faucet. and you can go into your MetaMask, you can copy your address, and you can paste it in. I don't think this is going to work for me because I just used this earlier today, but click through the CAPTCHA again, go into deploy from no code, find that hyperspace testnet logo under testnet, and get yourself some testnet tokens. And so I'm going to switch over to my more recent wallet, where I actually do have some testnet tokens. And what I'm going to want to do here after I've made my changes to the code is go ahead and compile this token. And so what that's going to do is get that contract ready for deployment to whatever kind of network you're looking to do, and flatten the contract so it's pretty much ready to compile. And so now I can go down from this third tab to this fourth tab, which is the deploy and run transactions tab. And the default right here is the Remix environment. And so this is going to be running on like a Remix local node with a bunch of kind of like preloaded accounts into it. But I'm looking to make sure that this runs on the Filecoin hyperspace testnet. That's my goal here. So to do that, you're going to want to go to injected provider MetaMask. And this is going to connect Remix directly to your MetaMask. So whatever network you're on, again, right here, I have a hyperspace testnet on there, is going to be connected to Remix. And on that note, if you don't know how to get the hyperspace testnet or any Filecoin network added to your MetaMask, you're going to want to go to chainless.org. This is a fantastic website. They just kind of has every single different EVM compatible network on it. And you can, go into the browser, search Filecoin, and then add directly to MetaMask. And so it's going to open up your MetaMask. It's going to add and then switch to the network. Again, since right now we're on hyperspace, I want to do that through MetaMask right here. Awesome. And so I did that really quick, but clicking add to MetaMask, clicking accept, and now if I go to my MetaMask up here, I am on the hyperspace testnet. So right now I've got my environment connected with MetaMask, and all I want to do is deploy and set my constructor arguments. So these are going to be comma separated right in this box right here, and I just want the name, symbol, and token supply. So I'm going to do Filecoin test token FTT, and then the total supply. I'm just going to go ahead and put a bunch of zeros in there, and then just like that, I can deploy it. And your MetaMask is going to open up. It's going to deploy right from your browser right here. And then I should be able to see that happening. Yeah, right there in my MetaMask. And as well as in the Remix command line. So I've got creation of fixed token pending. And throughout the course of this next like 20, 30 seconds, that should go ahead and go through. And I'll have had a contract fully deployed on the Filecoin hyperspace test network. And so again, this is a fantastic way, especially if you guys are participating in the hackathon, to find a basis contract, make modifications to it, make adjustments, whether you're looking to do a DAO, whether you're looking to build an NFT, a token project. There's a lot of contracts you can get the base of it built up from. Bring it right into MetaMask, make some alterations, make some deployments, make sure it's still working. And as soon as that goes live, I'll show you guys that after this, you can start interacting with it and actually start running some fuzzing tests through it right here. So as soon as it's deployed, you can see on the MetaMask that is deployed as well. I can actually start interacting with it directly from here.
Jackson, do you want to just zoom in a bit on that screen? Just increase
yes.
the text.
Yeah, so
fantastic.
let me do that over here. Perfect.
Yeah,
thank you for that recommendation. And so I'm going to go ahead and just run a quick, I switched accounts here just so I can copy the address of that. And I'll go ahead and do a transfer to my account over here, account 1. So I've been doing my stuff at account 8, but I want to transfer over here to account 1, a bunch of tokens. And I can call that function right here. It's going to pull up my MetaMask and allow me to do a transfer token, a transfer call. And so this should be transferring this many tokens directly from my wallet to that first wallet of mine. And I should be able to see that going on. Not only once that transaction goes through, I should be able to see it in the block explorer, but if I go ahead and open up my account, I should be able to import this token. And if I paste in, so what I did right there is paste in this contract address, import token, bring it in, and oh, the token symbol is too long because I named it test Filecoin. But if I just give it a new symbol, and I know that decimals are 18, if you named it correctly in adherence with like naming standards, then this should just autofill. So that was my bad. But there we go. I can go ahead and import those tokens, and then I can see them right there in my wallet. And just like that, I know that transaction just went through. And again, that's stuff that I can go ahead and watch through the Filecoin block explorer. So if I wanted to go through and view this stuff in a Filecoin block explorer, I think this will pull up Philfox. Yes. Then I can go through and drop this down to hyperspace, paste in my wallet address. Is that the correct wallet address? Yes. And I can see right here the function calls that I've been doing. Invoking contracts, creating contracts. These are the exact contracts I've been creating, and that invoking contract is going to be that transaction that I sent. And so you can see everything here going through. I've gone ahead and minted a contract. I've gone ahead and run some transactions through the contract. And yeah, that's kind of a front to back overview of how you can use Cookbook to get started and really accelerate the initiation of your smart contract development on the Filecoin Hyperspace testnet using the Cookbook platform. That's about all that I have for today.
That was awesome. Cool. Thanks a lot, Jackson. So, right, just seeing here if there's any questions in the chat. There's no question in the chat. If there's anybody here who has a question about this for Jackson, then yeah, feel free to ask away in the chat, and we can ask him. If not, then come into the Discord and either the Cookbook Discord, or if you come into specifically for the hackathon within the IPFS Discord, and you can ask your question there, and there's people there that can help out and help you with that. So cool. Okay, yeah, that I really liked. You got some really nice little features in there that I think it just shows kind of an attention to detail for the actual user flow. So one of the bits I really liked was that faucet link that you put in there, that you automatically detect that there's no funds and link to the faucet. That's really cool, because the number of times I've done that in a demo and I've gone to go and deploy something and it's come out with an error. I'm like, why is it come up with that? Oh yeah, I've got no funds in this account because it's a fresh account I've just created, and I've got to go to the faucet and get it back, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's cool to see, like little touches like that, and the things like the hard hat export that gives you full directory full of with the working scaffolding and everything is really cool. Cool. Yeah, we just got a comment from Daniel in the chat saying pretty cool project, nice features and tools, thanks Jackson. So yeah, cool, great. Okay then. Well,
Awesome. Yeah,
soon,
Daniel, thank you for tuning in.
yeah. We've got coming up soon. We should have Zach coming up with the next sort of part of things. So yeah, I think we've got a few minutes until then. So I don't have a be right back screen set up for the stream here. I should probably do that. Just hold up a little sign or something saying I'll go grab some water and be right back. But yeah, we'll get back again shortly. So thanks a lot, Jackson, and yeah, we'll look forward to playing with this, and we'll catch you around.
Thank you, Hammertoe. Always a pleasure. So where would I be able to find people that are actively working on the hackathon?
So if you want to find people that are actively working in the hackathon, go to the IPFS Discord. Let me just get the link for you. It's think 1 second here. Oh, the IPFS Discord link, I've just put that in the chat. Here, discord.com/invite/IPFS. And that will take you to the IPFS Discord. And within there, there's a set of channels for the FVM Dataverse Hackathon. And so there's some like mentor channels and sponsor channels and things like that. So yeah, you'll find people there.
That's fantastic. Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem. Great. Okay. Well, thanks a lot. And yeah, we'll just take probably a couple of minutes break, and then we'll be back hopefully with Zach. So yeah, see ya.
All right. Cheers. Always a pleasure.
Thanks. Cool. So